good morning, and welcome to our viewers and listeners this morning, Classic 105. And it's nice to be back, folks. Been off for the last 3 weeks? Or it could have been more. And I'm back with you this morning. There are probably those who are probably happy to see my face. There are probably those who may not be too happy to see my face this morning. But it's a pleasure to be back with you, and welcome to another edition of To The Point. Today being Monday, the 23rd day of January. And I had been off so long that I didn't say, Happy New Year to all the folks, so especially the regular viewers and listeners. And if you're tuned in, I want to wish you all the best, all the best, all the best. Let me say good morning to my guests with me this morning. Let me see if I get their names right. We have Vondi, Cyrus. She's the PRO, the president, I should say, president, yeah, let me get that right, of the Rotaract Club here in Grenada. We also have Kalifa, Phillip, and she's the financial director. I like that position, Anyway, good morning, ladies, and welcome to The Point for today. How are you this morning? How are you?
Good morning to you and to your listeners. I am doing quite fine, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I am also great. Happy to be here.
Hope we didn't get you guys up too early this morning, right?
No. This is just fine.
It's like regular thing.
Yeah.
The young folks these days get up early. Sometimes could be a little bit challenging. I mean, do I have to do this before 8 o'clock? I know it's like.
It's true.
Right. Well, welcome. You're here this morning. You both are representing the Rotaract Club of Grenada. Give us an overview of the Rotaract Club in Grenada. What it's like, just for the benefit of informing the viewers and listeners out there. Who would like to kick it off?
Okay. I can go ahead.
Yeah.
So the Rotaract Club of Grenada is a non-profit organization, and it's geared towards community service development and also professional development of our members. So that's our main mandate.
Mm-hmm.
Vondi, I don't know if you want to add.
All right, so we've been in existence for the past 45 years. So we're here because we're celebrating our 45th charter anniversary, right? We belong to a governing body called Rotary International, and they have Rotaract and Rotary clubs throughout the entire world, right? We are part of a district called District 7030, which runs from St. Kitts in the north to Suriname in the south. And we are the oldest club in that district. So there's a lot to celebrate.
So when you say the oldest, you mean the Rotaract Club in Grenada. Tell us, so what you mean is the establishment of your Grenada chapter then, of the Grenada chapter. When did it started and so forth? Just give it in a nutshell.
Yeah, so the Grenada chapter came into existence in January 1978. So that's 45 years ago. So actually, on the 21st, we celebrated our 45th anniversary. That was Saturday just gone. So
was there any celebration part of it?
Yes.
Commemorating that?
Yes, of course. So every year in commemoration of our Charter Week, we usually have a week-long a week of celebration activities. So Saturday we had a little member brunch just to show appreciation to some of our members. So that's where we kind of kicked off our Charter Week. And here we are today. We like to always periodically sensitize the public on what the Rotaract Club of Grenada is doing, and just let everybody know that we're here, we're ready to serve, and we're actively continuing on this tradition that started 45 years ago in Grenada.
Roll out some of the significance of this particular week for me.
All right, so as is customary, we always usually start off with a church service, just giving God thanks for carrying us through the year and whatnot. Then we normally do a community service activity. We have a couple activities coming up.
Yeah.
We will sensitize the public about it soon enough. Then we have, again, the media days and whatnot. And then we have, normally we have events where we have the past meets the present. So we have opportunities for our past members to meet present members, just to mingle and talk about the experiences and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
how the older guards was doing to how the newer ones are doing.
Yes.
Times has changed, right?
Yeah,
definitely.
Changed, so what the folks who were older members used to do, it's certainly going to be different how the newer members now going to go about doing things, even though we keep in with the same tradition. Am I right by saying that?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. You're right.
Yeah, but the older members definitely have a lot to add in value and experience in how things used to run, and so that's definitely something we try to do, especially during our Charter Week.
All right. Now, folks have always heard about Rotaract and Rotary. Which one of you two like to Just give us a
All
little bit
right.
of difference of the two.
So I would
before
say,
we
as I
move
said in the beginning, we are all part of a governing body called Rotary International. So essentially, we are all Rotarians.
Oh,
The thing is, no, Rotary, they are the older heads, and they've been in existence way before us, right? The Rotary Club, the members there are, you could say, from 30 and above. 30, so 30, 35 and above. The Rotaract Club, Rotaract stands for Rotary in Action. So basically, we are the younger ones, so the Rotarians. So we cater for persons that are 18 to, 30. But now they've removed the upper age cap. So 18 and above, really.
Okay.
So Rotary is really, you could say, our parent club,
Okay,
right? So we're their children and they're our parents.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
All right, that's interesting because I have always wondered the two. Some folks say I'm a Rotary member and you're a Rotaract. So no, that's where the comparison lays there right now. The older ones are part, or the older members are part, or the parent body of Rotaract.
Yes.
You understand? It's like saying, well, this is a group where my children belong. To compare it.
I mean,
it could be put in that kind of definition.
Yes,
Yeah.
It could be that kind of definition.
Yeah.
We define it in that way.
Yeah, I guess Rotaractors are also like persons maybe at the start of their professional careers, early entry-level professionals, and Rotarians, I would say, are more mid-level, senior-level professionals. So that's another variation, you could say.
Tell me in terms of your membership stats. How is it in Grenada in terms of is it a very good membership amount, or is it? Tell me. How does your membership stand?
I think within the past year and so, our membership has truly grown, and compared to other clubs in the district and whatnot, we have right now we're considered a large club. We have like 25 members and above.
Okay.
Right. The membership is really doing well. It's really grown, and I am grateful for that. Like, young people are interested, they're coming out, they want to join, and just come. We welcome you.
Yeah, and I think especially after the COVID period, we kind of getting back into more in person and
socializing,
getting back out into the actual community, and so because definitely I think COVID kind of took a hit in that regard, but we're starting to grow again and really do a lot more outreach now that the COVID situation
I asked that question for the reason of saying, because in these days and times, you would say young people don't want to be part of these things anymore. I'm not putting, I'm happy to see young people of your age deciding you want to do these things, especially being part of social groups where you could show your true scene of what you would like to be in life. Because it's always like a starting point for certain aspects of your life, being part of these particular groups or groups per se. You understand? So I'm happy to know that you're saying your membership is growing, so that young people, these days they say young people are interested. They prefer to go hang somewhere or go to a party or be part of, just sit home and watch TV or be on their computer or be on their phone. But now if they could be part of an activity like yours, where you folks go out and do a lot of mentorship also, I'm assuming that is part of it.
Yes,
definitely. Tell me about the mentorship that you all offer, being as young people being part of that organization.
Well, as I said, so Rotaract is an organization that not only do we focus on community development, but we also focus on the professional development of our members. So we have an arm of service. So our club is split up into different arms of services, right? So one of the arms of service is the Professional Development Committee, and that committee is solely geared towards having different activities for our members or even for the general public, if we so choose, to essentially grow in different aspects of our professional life. And also, I think just being a part of Rotaract helps you grow interpersonal skills, helps you grow in terms of being able to communicate. So once you join Rotaract, I think you have to leave with something. Like, no matter how short or long your tenure is, you will grow as an individual. So that's definitely something that we really try to focus on as well, ensuring our members generally grow as people. So
I would like to ask this question. I'm not sure if you folks are in the capacity to answer it. How do someone become a member of the Rotaract Club?
Okay, so once you are 18 and above, you can apply. We have our social media pages. If you know a Rotaractor, you can reach out to a Rotaractor. Or even a Rotarian.
Is there any venting of that individual? I'll say, hey, let me find out who GT is before you can become a member. Is anything like that?
No.
It was done in the past.
It was typically a tricky question I would like to ask.
Currently, you sign up in this. We have a sign up form, so it's available via our social media pages. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Or you can reach out to a Rotaractor, and we periodically invite new members to attend a meeting. So that's the first stage in becoming a Rotaractor. You just attend your first meeting.
Right.
Based on that, then you want to continue.
Okay. So once you come in, you start off as a guest.
Okay.
And after attending 3 consecutive meetings, then you are a prospective member.
Some consideration is given to you becoming a member.
Yes.
Prospectively.
So and as a prospective member, you're there for at least 3 months, and that is where we monitor you to see how how
committed you are.
Yes, how you communicate with us and whatnot, and if you can lead and whatnot, and if you're in good standing, basically. And from then, after that 3 months, at least 3 months, our board will meet and decide, okay, should we pin this person? Should this person be considered are they Rotaract
quality?
Yeah. So you have to definitely demonstrate a level of commitment to
Leadership
the
too.
cause. You have to embody Rotaract's values. You have to show that you're up to the challenge, you're reliable, you're ready to go. You have to show us a few of these things before you can actually
does character comes into play here also?
Definitely. Definitely. So
You don't know bad boys.
Yeah, so it's all about having good character, or at least showing that you're willing to improve yourself, you're willing to learn, you're teachable. These are all different qualities that we look for when we're looking for Rotaractors.
And you probably could have some qualities that you could also share with the group that could even help to enhance everybody's ability also.
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
Great.
Yeah, we're all learning together. We're all learning and growing together.
All right, thanks. Hey, folks, we're going to be due for a first break. In the segment, let's take it. We come back and we chit-chat some more. It's To The Point here on Classic 105.5 of Classic 5 and 105.9. We're coming right back after the break.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Rep your colors. Hot 98 presents the 473 Colors Boat Ride. Going on Saturday, February 4. Get your tickets now at gotofed.com for only $65. Food included. Boarding time 7 p.m. The boat sails at 7:30. Music on board by the Hot 98 DJs plus other guest DJs.
Baby, calm down, calm down.
Rep your colors on the boat, cause this one here is gonna be epic. Lock the date, Saturday, February 4th, Hot 98, 473 Colors Boat Ride. Don't you miss this.
The former TNT top cop was keen on rooting out gun-related violence. He has been known for his no-nonsense approach to his assignment.
If this is Gotham City, you are Batman. Keep pressing. They're starting to love you. Congrats to you and your team. So as I conclude, this is Batman out.
A teenager was recently accosted by a man with a gun while walking through a village in St. David.
Where is the sense of value, self-control, respect, and restraint for others and the value of life.
What does Grenada's Prime Minister think about gun ownership?
Gun trafficking, gun crime in particular, is a significant public health risk. And so I've taken a zero tolerance to gun violence and illicit possession of firearms in Grenada.
Retired military officer Gavin Hira weighs in on the issue.
Are taking it onto their own to deal with issues. Yes, and he's correct. Even if it is as low as just a land issue or a dispute, sometimes amongst family members. And we've had cases and seen cases where that has prevailed.
Let's talk about guns, violence and crime in the Caribbean with Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin, TNT's former Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith, Regional Security Expert Gavin Hira, and Dwayne Noel, President of Grenada Gun and Rifle Association. Let's join the conversation on Beyond the Headlines, live on GBN Television. Classic.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers this morning. Let me say good morning to our social media platforms, especially those of you via our Facebook page. Good morning and welcome. I know I haven't mentioned you in the first segment. Welcome to all who are viewing there. Also, those of you via our YouTube channel, also welcome back. And as a previous discussion, as I mentioned, we had, of course, representatives here from the Rotaract Club of Grenada, and we do have Vondi, Cyrus, and also Kalifa, Phillip, and we have Vondi, who is the president, and Kalifa is the am I mixing you guys up again?
No.
Is the financial director. Now, this segment I want to talk about. It's the week of activities commemorating the 45th anniversary, right? I want to get into some of the previous and upcoming initiatives that the Rotaract Club has gotten into. What are some of the significant ones that maybe you've been members? So, I didn't ask you both that when we started. How long has both of you been members?
Well, I have been a Rotaract for the past 6 years.
Past 6 years.
So currently I'm one of the older members right now in my club. Yeah. Yes.
And
so you're groomed into this already.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a baby in Rotaract. I would say just over a year.
Just over a year.
Yeah, just over a year. As soon as right after COVID, I joined.
All right.
Yeah.
And then COVID, and so I guess not much happened during the last 2 years for Rotaract, I would say.
I think we picked up a lot at the beginning of last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when things kind of settle in and you get able to go out and do more. So let's talk about some of the previous and ongoing upcoming initiatives by the Rotaract Club here in Grenada.
All right. So when people hear Rotaract, people know Rotaract was famous for the Rotaract spelling bee.
Mm-hmm.
I participated in that spelling bee a very long time ago. Both of us actually.
Yes, actually.
And so all of that too is why I decided to join Rotaract, because it made a difference in my life, and I really had liked the club I had seen back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you that it is our mandate this year to bring back spelling bee into the Grenadian community. So y'all need to stay tuned, and y'all will hear about it.
We're going to hear more about that. That was definitely a great initiative in terms of, I remember, it used to be something that you want to go to your televisions to listen to.
Yes,
always.
Yes.
And it was certainly happy for that returning.
Yes,
certainly.
and it was great to be a part of it as well.
Right.
So
I don't remember you all doing it, but or maybe I did see, but I can't recollect. But
I think Vondi, were you a winner?
I won.
I think you were a winner.
The same year. Yes,
okay,
I won.
Great.
Also, we've had our Rotaract annual food drive. That is something we did a couple of years back, is where we would solicit help from the public, support from the public with regards to donating food items, and we would go out in a particular community and give out food hampers to the less fortunate. And that is something you can also look forward to this year, if not this year, the next year, because there are so many more projects we have on the table now that we want to bring to Grenada.
Okay.
Right? So that was something people know us for. Also, we've had our adopted home project. We have some of us have godchildren actually in the Queen Elizabeth home.
Okay,
so we
that's
saw
children
adopt
that
a
you
child.
have adopted to
Yes.
that you plan the Rotary Club, the members plan to take care of.
Yes, but that was a thing.
Still going.
That was no. It's not going right now. That was before COVID. COVID would have came around and it kind of messed a couple of things up, right? Also, we've had, it was new, but the Adopt a School initiative.
Okay.
I can tell you before we've adopted the Samaritan Presbyterian School. This year, last Rotaract, Rotary year, 2021-2022, and also this year, 22-2023, we've adopted the Mount Margaret Anglican School.
Okay.
With that school, we did a couple projects. The first one, I believe, was repainting the games, the yard games in their yard.
Okay.
The hopscotch, the mural, the mirror me and whatnot. We repainted that sometime last year. Late last year, we did a project called Hooked on Books. It was a 3-phase project where the first project, we had a book drive. So similar to the food drive, we set up barrels and boxes at different locations, and we asked the public to donate books towards the drive.
I certainly do remember that.
Yes.
I remember making a donation. I had somebody, I remember dropping off some books at one of the outlets.
Right.
I certainly remember that.
So again, I just want to thank the public for contributing, and the books really came a long way. And so the second part of that project was the installation of 3 little free libraries in parks throughout Grenada. So it's a pretty new concept to Grenada. I think I've only seen one library somewhere in Marianne. It's not functional right now.
Okay.
So we installed 3 of those libraries in Quarantine Park, Camahan Park, and the Tantine Playground.
Tell me, how was the use of those libraries? Has there been the use of it? You smile.
Very much so. I think definitely. I mean, anytime I pass, I would see people just sitting and reading, like little kids just sitting and reading by the library. So I definitely think it's something that the public has been using. Definitely has been using.
Okay, I say this because folks are saying, it's a rare occurrence. You will see individuals sitting with a book. Somebody probably have their iPad, or they probably have their. I mean, it's still a form of reading. You understand? Or they may be on their phone. But the physical books, folks are saying that has been coming a thing of the past.
Yeah. And the project, that whole thing is because we want to promote literacy in Grenada. Because in planning our projects, we focus on, there are 7 areas of focus that Rotary International has set as guidelines for us to plan our projects and whatnot. Whatever we do should be centered or should revolve around these areas of focus. So for that quarter, that is from July to September, we focused on promoting basic education and literacy. So that is why we came up with that project. So yes, we want to encourage reading throughout Grenada amongst young people, amongst adults, whatnot. And I wasn't finished. The third part of that project, it was the revamping of a library at the Mount Margaret Anglican School.
Okay.
And that was a great project. Some of the books went towards the libraries as well as that section in the Mount Margaret Anglican School. I mean, there's pictures about that on our social media pages, Rotaract Grenada, on Instagram and Facebook.
Quick plug.
Yes, so that was a 3-phase project, and it was a really, really good project.
I think the public had a general appreciation for the project and for the vision we see for the project. We just started in the 3 parks that she mentioned. However, I think it is something that could extend across the whole island of Grenada, and it's definitely.
Is there any plans to take it across the 3 islands?
We definitely considering it, especially since there are Rotaract and Rotary clubs in the east as well. So we're thinking of maybe partnering with our sister club, the Rotaract Club of Grenada East, because they're in charge of specific parishes and we're in charge of specific parishes. So we're thinking we could bring them on that and get the books all across Grenada and kind of streamline everything.
So just to be clear, they're responsible for St. David's, St. Andrew, and St. Patrick's. And we're responsible for St. George, St. Mark, St. John, and Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
I want to talk more about the different districts, but I just want, because you were still telling me about the initiatives that you were planning, the future, those that has gone already, the ongoing ones, and tell me what some of the real ongoing ones that are starting to stand out for you all. Besides the book ones, the one with the books that we understand, that is ongoing, and that stand out. I guess it's something that you're happy about. Is there any other project that is ongoing that the Rotaract Club is very happy that they have initiated?
I think the most recent one, one of my personal favorites, was the Christmas shoebox donation that we did. So this is essentially members would. We got a less fortunate community, and we all were given a specific child, essentially, kind of like to adopt, essentially, for Christmas. And we were tasked with the duty to get some gifts, decorate it, and go and deliver that to the kids. So that's what we did. We had a beautiful music truck. We had a great session where we were wrapping gifts. It was really fun. And then going into the community and actually giving those gifts to the different kids. And so priceless. The smiles on the faces, I think it was really well appreciated. So it's definitely something we would continue, and as we grow as a club, we would love to do on a much larger scale as well and target different communities across Grenada. So
it's lovely. No, in making that decision to decide on doing a project and how the project is going to be done, how's that process go ahead?
Well, at the start of every Rotaract year, we appoint a new board, right? So my tenure is about to finish in June, our tenure, right? And so the new directors, and so we have elections like February, March. So then when you know that you're going to be a director for position, between the time between election and the end of the Rotaract year to the start of the new year, you have to sit down and think about your projects, what you want to see happen within your year.
Right.
So directors decide on that, whatnot, and we come up with themes and whatnot, and then we have a board retreat where we sit down and hash out all our ideas and then sit and put a calendar open and say, okay, we're going to do this at this point, and I will have to, we approve all of the projects and whatnot that we think can be done, and so on. We assign budgets and whatnot, and then if it makes sense, we go ahead with it.
Okay, so you're saying the board members are just for 1 year? 1 year?
Yeah.
1 year.
So
every year?
Each year, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And just to add, as she mentioned earlier, Rotary's 7 areas of focus, that's something that we kind of use as guidance when we're doing our projects as well. So
explain on that a little bit.
Yes. So some of the areas of focus are things like water and sanitation, education and literacy,
peace and conflict resolution, environmental.
The environment, that's a recent one that they added, actually.
Economic and community development, maternal and child health,
Yeah. So
disease prevention and treatment as well.
It's kind of like the main social ills of the world, essentially, that we kind of try to deal with. So, water is such an important thing for humans. The environment is such an important thing now, and we're actually starting to pay more attention to it now as time goes by. So little things like that, they kind of try to get us to try to do projects around those topics. So that's kind of how we also plan our year in terms of what we want to do.
Okay.
And also, I guess we would see what issues there are within our communities as well, or what we think needs to be improved upon as well. And that's how we kind of, plan.
Now, my next just around, you mentioned it, and it just triggered a question I would like to ask in terms of the regions for your grouping. Could you mention region? Is region a proper word to use there, or district? District.
Yeah.
So you said there's the eastern. How does it really summarize for the different Rotaract clubs in Grenada? So just eastern and western, or is it one for every?
Well, different countries have different clubs. So like Trinidad might have over 10 clubs and whatnot.
I mean, I guess being a bigger landmass and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, even if we decide to, if somebody decides to open a next Rotaract club in Grenada, once they have sponsorship and that they can go ahead, you know, and that's why I think Trinidad's clubs and so has come about. But all of us in Grenada, as I said, from the Caribbean, from Suriname to the south to St. Kitts in the north, all these islands belong to District 7030. There's 45 clubs, I believe, and again, we're the oldest club.
So that is something to be proud of.
And across the world, there are other districts and zones and whatnot. So each district can so have their district governor. So our district governor is actually Leslie Ramdani. He's the Rotary, and it's a parent club. So he's the district governor for our entire district. Right? So each district have their own leaders and whatnot. Now we're governed by an entire body, and we have a general president, and her name is Jennifer Jones, and she's a Rotary International president. Right? So yeah, in Grenada we have our 2 clubs, and we belong to District 7030. The Rotary clubs as well belong to District 7030.
All right. I asked that question because when you said, I thought, well, one Rotary club, you know, governs the whole island in terms of what happened, but then you said one for this particular district and one for that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I thought, well, you know, there's one club that's responsible for everything that happens in terms of Rotary in Grenada, or Rotaract, sorry, in Grenada. That was my thing. That was my thing.
We can do collabs and whatnot.
We can do collabs. It's more the district that.
So every district does their own thing in to a point.
Yeah, so all the Rotaract clubs in Grenada are under the same district, so we're all governed by the same.
That I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
No, you see, when you mentioned the Eastern and the Western, in my opinion, I was thinking, well, isn't there just one Rotaract club that is responsible for everything that you all are doing? But no, you're saying that because there's a Western they are responsible for for that particular district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, zone of the island.
That's what I've been trying to understand. Now that you have, you know, kind of summarized it and explained it, I think I understand what you're going after.
Yeah. So our mandate is essentially the same for the different clubs, but we based on the clubs are split based on location. So we try to target this location and that location.
All right, great. Understandable. We do for a break. Let's take it. We're coming right back with much more for you folks. It's to the point for today, Monday the 23rd. We're coming right back.
It's time that we realize that we must work together to thrive. As we know it, the sky and below it. Could I never have more wonder? Yeah, with life and all you see, and the climate's changing.
But hope is remaining.
And we can't ignore the future. It depends on you and me. One chance, all that we got. One voice, together we stand. Take care. The world where we live permite a todos vivir. Tomamos la oportunidad para guardar la humanidad. And I must leave no one behind because we are one climate, one Caribbean.
The former TNT top cop was keen on rooting out gun-related violence. He has been known for his no-nonsense approach to his assignment.
If this is Gotham City, you are Batman. Keep pressing. They're starting to love you. Congrats to you and your team. So as I conclude, this is Batman. Out.
A teenager was recently accosted by a man with a gun while walking through a village in St. David.
Where is the sense of value, self-control, respect, and restraint for others, and the value of life?
What does Grenada's Prime Minister think about gun ownership?
Gun trafficking, gun crime in particular, is a significant public health risk. And so I've taken a zero tolerance to gun violence and illicit possession of firearms in Grenada.
Retired military officer Gavin Hira weighs in on the issue.
Are taking it onto their own to deal with issues. Yes, and he's correct. Even if it is as low as just a land issue or a dispute, sometimes amongst family members. And we've had cases and seen cases where that has prevailed.
Let's talk about guns, violence, and crime in the Caribbean with Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin, TNT's former Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith, Regional Security Expert Gavin Hira, and Dwayne Noel, President of Grenada Gun and Rifle Association. Let's join the conversation on Beyond the Headlines, live on GBN Television, Classic Radio, and all social media platforms. Beyond the Headlines, Monday night at 8.
Happy hour over.
Rep your colors. Hot 98 presents the 473 Colors Boat Ride. Going down on Saturday, February 4. Get your tickets now at gotofed.com for only $65. Food included. Boarding time 7 p.m. The boat sails at 7:30. Music on board by the Hot 98 DJs plus other guest DJs.
Baby, calm down, calm down.
Rep your colors on the boat, cause this one here is gonna be epic. Lock the date, Saturday, February 4th, Hot 98, 473 Colors Boat Ride. Don't you miss this.
Welcome back once again, listeners and viewers. It's to the point for today, Monday, and we do have some representatives here from the Rotaract Club here in Grenada. We do have Vondi. I don't mind you guys. I hope you guys don't mind me saying on a first name basis for Vondi and Kalifa. Back with you folks, and welcome back to the point. Tell me, I know in terms of all the activities that you all do, and all of the initiative that you put out on a daily basis, fundraising is an important aspect of it. You got to have the money to do it.
Definitely.
Yeah? I like the way you put your face on you when I said that. Money is important to get anything done. You know. Tell me about some of the incentives that you or plans that you all have in terms of how you go about raising funds to do whatever you have to do. Are there any particular initiative that you all are planning on throwing out?
Okay, so let me just, you'll take it from me. She's my finance director. But one of my favorite projects that I had to mention in terms of raising funds is the movie night. And people, we are known now, it's something that has put Rotaract on the radar. We've had 3 successful movie nights, and the public has been supporting, and we are grateful for that. And that has been a really good event for a source of income. Right. To raise funds for the projects we do.
And that's done at the quarantine
point, yes. So you can look forward to more movie nights for the remainder of the Rotaract year. Yes, but that has been a really good project. I just had to mention that project.
Good.
Yeah.
I've been there over the Christmas holidays. I went a couple of times bringing the family in. It's a suited environment. You know, folks just want to get out from the regular doing it at your home kind of initiative. You know, you want to get out, and that was good.
Yeah,
so whoever thought of it, I would like to commend them on.
Yeah, it's definitely good, and all our fundraisers, we generally, all our fundraisers go towards our community service projects. So that's the main reason for our fundraisers. And I mean, we also always try to reach out to sponsors for things, but in terms of some of our fundraising activities, last year we had a bingo. We're trying to make movie nights a staple thing that we consistently have, because we realize the public is definitely very interested. So we're trying to have it at least once every 3 months or so, like a major one. So upcoming, we have a fundraising barbecue at the end of this month, at the end of February. I think it's the 25th.
Of this month?
Yes, of February. That'll be...
February?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, did I say this month?
Yeah.
My bad.
Right,
yes,
right.
At the end of February, the 25th, at Kamong Park, we have a fundraising barbecue. So those funds we will go towards some of our upcoming community service projects that we want to execute. The next movie night, we're hoping to have a movie night and also a fun day for the kids around Easter. So that'll be in March. And we're hoping to bring back one of Rotaract's staple fundraising events called Blue Jeans. I don't know if many people, more of the older Rotaractors definitely would have known about this event, the Blue Jeans Fest. So we're hoping to bring that back as well, sometime at the end of May, around there. So.
Let me see if I can put you guys on the spot. I haven't heard anything planned for Independence. What's happening with that? No plans with the Rotaract for Independence?
Not really, but we do have a webinar this Thursday. As part of our Charter Week activities, we do have a webinar this Thursday. And the Director of International Service, I think he wants to tie in something to do with our independence and whatnot. And how did we get here into that webinar. So in that webinar we could have something about independence in there and whatnot. I'm not too sure as the exact contents of the webinar, but I know he was thinking about putting something about our independence in there.
Okay. Well, maybe something out there that could be maybe as you guys are outgoing, something of that nature could be implemented from time to time.
Yeah, definitely something we should consider for future.
Also, something we forgot to add in there. On Wednesday, we are having a Rotaract mixer at Lavolene's rooftop. So it's a professional networking mixer where we encourage young persons, young adults, and so to come out. Well, it could be older adults too, but in particular the younger ones to come out and listen to different professionals and so in different fields. Talk about, work-life balance and whatnot. So we're definitely encouraging persons to come out on Wednesday. It starts at 6 p.m. at Lavolene's. It's just $25. Come out, you get your eats, your drinks, and you just get information, knowledge, So it'll be a good event to come out to, and
Vondi, you being the president, tell me about some of the challenges you have in terms of being the president of the Rotaract Club. What are some of the challenges?
My challenges, well, first of all, I'm being honest. I started off with an all-female board. So could you imagine when you have so many women dealing with the personalities you have to deal with and whatnot. So it was difficult, but over time I learned my board members. I love them dearly. I learned them and I know how to work with them now. I know how to deal with them. Also, again, coming from COVID, it's been a challenge because persons, we had to cut out the hybrid meetings completely because you have persons coming and just being online and we're not sure how active they are, and
minimal contributions.
Yes, attending meetings online is one thing, but it's not the true essence of Rotaract. Rotaract is about coming and being there and going out in the community and whatnot. And we're like, no, we're going to cut off these hybrid things. You have to come to your meeting, come to your projects, be there, attentive, attend, whatnot. So the challenge as well was getting members to come out, older members in particular, because right now my club is really new. My board is new. And so the older members, I guess as COVID happened, things changed in their lives and whatnot, so they kind of moved on in a sense from Rotaract. But the challenge was having the membership turnout and manpower. But now I can say for the last 6 months, we've definitely grown. We have more men in the club, and manpower is not necessarily an issue. I mean, we're still encouraging more people to come out and join, but definitely there has been growth, and I am so grateful for that. So yes, my club is thriving, we're growing, and yeah, I'm thankful, to be honest.
What are some of the memorable moments for you being president? Is there too much to mention?
That's good. That's a good question.
For me, I don't want to say memorable moments. Rotaract, my whole experience has been a really good experience. It's a roller coaster. But I'm just going to talk about feelings and whatnot. And my goal starting off was to get this club for us to be more recognized in the Grenadian community. And looking back at the past 6 months, we have definitely done a good job. And I'm so proud of my team and my club for all the hard work and their commitment and whatnot. Because, as I said, my goal was to just make us known in Grenada, coming from COVID and whatnot, and to do more community outreach and all that. And I think we've been doing that. And I am just so satisfied. I cannot talk about my experiences. There's been a lot of other moments and whatnot, but I can just tell you how I feel right now as a president. I am proud. And there's more to come from us, and you can look forward to more.
You would say, in terms of with all the ups and downs, your accomplishment that you have seen, that you have done, you're certainly happy about it.
Definitely happy about it.
All right, Kalifa, you am I mixing you guys up? I hope not.
You're not.
I mean, okay, Kalifa, use Kalifa. All right, tell me, being the financial director, tell me some of the challenges.
I definitely think time management and being able to balance your time with Rotaract and other obligations, so work or some people's school. I think that's definitely a a major challenge, especially when you're passionate. So personally, since joining Rotaract, I've become very passionate about the cause. So it has definitely been a little bit difficult to ensure I'm giving enough time to my other things instead of just focusing fully on Rotaract. But in my capacity as finance, one of my goals coming in was to elevate our financial reporting and our transparency processes and just kind of fix some of the structures that we had in place in terms of how we did things. So I think I've been doing a good job of that, making sure I document everything, making sure our quarterly statements and everything are prepped and are accurate. So I definitely think, I mean, I wouldn't say that has been a challenge for me, but I mean, coming in, it was a challenge, you know. It was something I wanted to accomplish. So definitely glad that I've been able to elevate the club in terms of their financial.
And she's definitely done a really good job. I'm proud. I'm proud of all my directors, to be honest, but she's done a really good job.
All right. Well, we do have someone been calling for a while. I guess they may want to ask you a question or two. I know it was not that we were catering for, but let's try this caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Today?
Not bad.
Good morning to the ladies. Glad to be able to talk to one of these people that's in charge of quarantine. I'm in the area. There's some things I'm concerned about in quarantine. Some trees. There's also, I don't know if you all know that they have a grave there with a headstone. I'd like to see something done about it because it's a very long ago person that died there. And we mentioned an old. I would like us all in Grenada to stop saying old. Even the vehicles that are on the side of the road, they change the name and they're calling them direct vehicles. The cars are used cars, second-hand cars, elderly citizens. We make great contribution to this country, elderly citizens. And seriously, I would like to meet with you all sometime in quarantine to show you all some things that you all don't know about. Because I'm around here long in this area. So I don't know how we'll do that, but I'll do that because I met Mr. Donald. He was one of the first presidents, and he encouraged me to do certain things because, as I tell you, you may not know, but if we get to meet, then you'll know what I'm all about in quarantine. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. And that's an interesting contribution there. Certainly hope you meet the gentleman. You probably can make the arrangement and meet up with him and probably find out what he's trying to talk about.
Thank you, caller. But I mean, let me just add this. We are not in charge of Quarantine Point. That is our parent club, the Rotary Club. But I can definitely relay what you've said in this call and let them know. But I definitely would like to meet you at some point so we can talk about, the quarantine and all that. But
you probably have some contribution
the Rotary Club is responsible for Quarantine Point.
And the Rotaract. Even though you have activities that you cater down there, you're not really the one
responsible. It's still them responsible for it. It's their part.
Okay, they are, as you said, the parent body. They're responsible for that. All right. Kalifa, as I was going on with you, and I did ask you, how do you feel about, you being the financial director, still going to the path of being the financial director. And I did ask you about the challenges that you went through, and you did explain a whole lot of that. What would you like to see, the Rotary come about in terms of the Rotary Club, especially when it comes to financial contributions and stuff? What more would you like to see done?
I definitely think we can maybe more donations to different. I think we could do a lot more donations once we're able to really get back into the groove of fundraising and just elevating the club's financial statuses. Yeah, I think that's the main thing, I would say.
You being someone in charge of the finances, there's anything that you think, well, if we do this or we do that, that could bring $1 million in for us, and you think, and maybe it has never been done, and we as young individuals, our minds populate a lot.
Yes, it's true.
We think about all the things, and you're saying, if the organization decide we want to do this or do that, it could probably be, bring us on a strong financial footing to a point. That ever grasp?
I mean, I haven't had $1 million ideas yet. So,
I'm sure the president will be happy probably with it.
Yeah. I haven't as yet, but I definitely think we definitely have some interesting ideas for projects that once we are able to really get the general public support could really help increase our financial standing, and that would also essentially increase our ability to really serve and do much bigger, much more impactful projects. So I mean, as finance director, I think I play a very crucial role in our club's ability to actively serve. So it's so important. It's such an important part of Rotaract. And as I said, our members definitely get professional development. Like going into Rotaract, I never knew much about planning events. Now I could probably, open a business to do that. So
there's benefits from all angles.
Yes, there's definitely benefits. It's really fulfilling, just the community service aspect of it. But then there's also so many different aspects. For example, you would learn things about financial management. You would learn things, planning events, budgeting. That's just from the finance side of it. Then there's you get to fellowship with your members, so you gain some interpersonal skills. You learn about different communication techniques because you have to work with different personalities and different leadership styles. So you really learn so much from it. Like a lot of people probably just think it's a very when they think of Rotaract, they may just think, okay, we go give donations or just basically that. But there's so much more to it. It's such a valuable organization, I would say.
All right, interesting. Totally interesting. We do have a little caller. Let's entertain and see what this caller would like to contribute this morning. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Good, GT, and good to have you back, and also good morning to your esteemed young guest. Two things. One is that despite the fact that the Rotaract and the Rotary clubs are restrictive organizations in that you have to be invited to become a member of it, I think you still play a useful role in the society and must be commended for that, because there is a sort of lack, or we have an almost extinct of real organizations in our part of the world, which is contributing to some of the social ills and other things. Because as one of the young ladies said, a young woman said, some of the things she learned in the club, she didn't even know those things exist, which shows that our education system has failed us. So I'm coming to one point now, the issue of library. I'm very, somebody who has championed the cause of a public library. Not necessarily, I'm told there's a difference between a national library and a public library. We don't have a public library in St. George's in the main city. And I'm wondering, since they're interested in library, whether they might, and they appeal internationally, and they could get, resources, whether they wouldn't want to do something to help and show that we have a public library. I was told by some people from New York University about 2 years ago, before the COVID, that if the authority wanted, there are many means they could have get help to restore, or to build a library. So I'm asking that question. And secondly, in terms of crime and violence, this is something that particularly is of concern to those of us who are elderly. And it is believed that most of the crimes are committed by younger people. What are your engagement in terms of trying to ensure that we have a society that is not crime-ridden? And in that respect, my organization, Friends of the Earth, have convened Caribbean virtual experience, exercise that would take place next Sunday, Sunday the 29th. I will want to have a way I could communicate, send the information to you so that you could pass it on to the other members of your society because they could benefit from the exercise. Can you give GT your number if you don't want to put it on the radio, or so that I could contact him and get it from you? Thank you very much for your indulgence.
All right, thank you also, Cole. Have a good one. All right, there. So, the caller didn't make some initiative there. Oh, get that off. Anyone want to respond to it, or you just...
I'd like to thank the caller for the questions regarding the library. I think he just gave us a really good idea.
Definitely.
Since Rotary International is our governing body, one thing we do have the capacity to do is to apply for grants for major projects. So that is definitely something I think the Rotaract Club can consider. That would be a major undertaking, and of course, for us to be able to execute something like that, we would definitely need public support. So it's definitely something we can consider. Yes, there is a Defense Public National. That is definitely something I think. In terms of contacting us, yes, I think we can give you. So he can reach out to us. And also, if anybody would like to reach out to us, you can message any of our social media pages as well. Rotaract Grenada on Instagram, Rotaract Club of Grenada on Facebook.
Or you can email us at info@rotaractgrenada.com. That is our email address.
All right. I want to thank both of you for being here this morning. We have come to that time of the morning where we do have to wrap the program for today. And I want to thank you very much for coming in and giving all the information that you did. Certainly fruitful information. I hope the youngsters who are listening out there would probably consider and want to become members. I guess the more members, the better for the organization. And thank you. I'm not sure if there's any final contribution both of you like to make before we take a wrap this morning.
Just thank you for having us this morning. Happy 45th Charter anniversary to all past Rotaractors. Your contributions are definitely noted, and we appreciate you, the foundation you've set for us. Bigger people like Mr. Tame and whatnot. You have set the foundation for us, and we are grateful to you. I look forward to the continued support from the public for the rest of this year and just in going forward for Rotaract in general. And we look forward to accepting new members in our club. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right. Yes, and I would just like to also say thank you. And just remember that Rotaract is not just about community service development, but also professional development. And that is one thing that you should aspire towards. If you want to join Rotaract, I definitely say go for it. You can sign up. Just have to fill up the sign-up sheet. It is on our social media pages. And look out for our upcoming initiatives. We have the Professional Development Networking Mixer coming up this Wednesday at Lavo Lanes, $25. And we have some fundraisers coming up. And the only way we're able to do community service projects is if we get general public support for our fundraisers, etc. So thank you. Look out for us. And thank you for having us.
All right. Thank you once also for being here this morning. Once again, folks, thanks for being part of To The Point for today, Monday, the 23rd day of January. Join us again for another edition of To The Point here on Classic Radio. All the best. Have yourself a good one.